Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's head-to-head comparison, we're going to take a look at the 2025 BMW M440i and the BMW M240i. Now this is a 24-year model. The 25-year model only has a different steering wheel and the badges are different. I've also been able to film the new 25-year model, so take a look at that separate review video. This is what I have for today. The power, everything else is identical. So in today's video, let's compare both of these M cars from BMW, which I have borrowed from Hendrick BMW Northlake. Take a look at the website. That link is down in the description below. So let's start off with the 240i. These have a starting MSRP around $49,700. This is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. For the M440i, these have a starting MSRP around $61,400, so significantly more. You get the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbo with the hybrid system paired to the 8-speed automatic. This pumps out 386 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. Now, both of these are available in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. They have the same curb weight, 3,800 pounds. If you opt for the convertible for the 440i, that is going to be slightly more. 0 to 60 times are going to be around 4 seconds for the 240 and 4.5 seconds for the 440. So interesting to see the 240 is a bit quicker. Top speeds are 155 miles an hour, and then nearly identical MPGs at 23 and 32 for the highway. So let's work our way to the exterior styling now, where you'll notice we have a big difference. For the 240, still retains more of that traditional design for the kidney grille. There's all the active grille shutters, really nice brushed accent for this model, along with the forward-facing camera. There's all the parking sensors, more of those brushed accents, and gloss black in the lower section. And then as we work our way to the 440, we have that larger kidney-style grille. There's still active grille shutters, forward-facing camera, all the gloss black accents, and then a little bit larger inlets in the lower section. But you'll notice too that we do have different headlight designs as well. So we have more of that older style for the 240, and then we have a newer design for the 440 there that BMW is incorporating in a lot of their newer models. And then much different design for the hoods. You'll notice that there's the bulge that kind of wraps around for the 240, and then the lines that come down the front end for the 440. Honestly, I think they both look good. I am liking the 240 slightly more, however. But as we work our way to the side, we do have a similar design for these wheels, a little bit newer design for the 440 with the blue M Sport brakes, and then on this model, blue M Sport brakes and a different design for that wheel. Now, both of these have the 360 camera system, so you get the turn signal along with that camera. Really nice brushed accents for that model, and of course all these are going to vary depending on the trim accents that you go with. Now this model here is the convertible, so just to show you, you have the option of going with the convertible versus the coupe. The 240 only comes as a coupe here. So if you do get the coupe for the 440, you can get the sunroof as you have that over on the 240 here. And then as far as the rest of their styling goes, you'll notice that the 440 still retains this style for the door handle. There's really nice lines that run down the side. For the 240, they've gone to this flush design, and then there's gloss black in that lower side skirt as well. And they kind of have a similar design, even though that is the convertible there. And as we take a look at the back now, there's a small trunk mounted spoiler, LEDs for those dark housings, there's gloss black in the lower section, as well as the dual exhaust. You have the backup camera, parking sensors, and then you do have space in the trunk. You can even fold down the back seats if you want that much more space. There's no storage or anything underneath the floor. So this is still a practical vehicle with the amount of storage that you get. And then over on the 440, on the back here, we have the third brake light. Since this is the convertible there, it's in a different spot. You get gloss black, backup camera, all the sensors, and a different design for these taillights that now have those fiber bundles that are integrated within it. Now for the convertible, it'll be a little bit different, of course. So this is the storage that you get. And then I made a full review on the coupes. So this is the amount of storage that you get when you opt for the coupe. When you have the convertible, you do have to push this up. If the top is up, that gives you a little bit more space. So it's still pretty practical, but again, you have the coupe if you need it. And then let's talk about their overall size real quick, because we have a wheelbase of 112.2 inches for the 440. It's 107.9 for the 240, and then length is 188 versus 179. So you do get a little bit more space in this vehicle, which is going to be helpful, especially in the back seating area. So let's take a quick look at the interiors. Again, I have full reviews on a 24 as well as the 25-year model. So nearly identical. You have your memory seats, window adjustments, trunk release down below, and then a really nice design for these seats. Now the release in the back will allow you to move that forwards so the seat can work its way, where we can hop into the back now. And at 5'10", it's really not all that bad. You can move this seat up, of course. You have vents in the middle, along with a little bit of storage. You get an armrest as well. And then I'm just touching the headliner here at 5'10". I could ride around town. You're not buying this for a practical four-seater, but if I needed a ride, I could be back here if I needed to. You also have the armrest with cup holders in it, and then you can fold down this middle seat if you would like to. So you have some practicality in the back here, and it's good for additional storage space as well. And then we can quickly put that seat back and work our way to the 440. Now, as we take a look at this interior, we have a much different design, of course, and this is all going to be a preference depending on the color scheme that you want. But you have the memory seating adjustments, window control, trunk release. Everything is nearly identical there, including how you get into the back seats. So pull on that same tab, and that is going to work its way forward. Now, since this is the convertible, we'll hop into this first, and then you'll notice that seat is much farther forward, but you still have plenty of room. You have the fans right in the middle there, the climates. You get two cup holders in the middle, which is interesting, but that's because when you open this, you have that wind deflector there, but you can also remove that and go all the way through to the back. Now, in the convertible here, I have much more headroom. You have a little bit different of an armrest here because of the top, and then a little bit smaller one with some storage here. But let's hop into the coupe now. My head is just up against the headliner here, but I can pretty much sit upright, so I could ride around town. There's an armrest, a little bit of storage, and then there's also cup holders right in the middle. So you can pull this down where you have the cup holders along with the armrest, and you can even fold down this middle seat individually. So not all that bad. And so you get a little bit more space, which is nice. So if you want to use the back seats a little bit more, this is going to give you that in order to do. So let's hop into the front seat now, where again, I have full reviews on these. So if you want to see these in greater details, I'm going to go over it fairly quickly. For the 25-year model, you get the flat bottom design. You have paddle shifters, cruise and adaptive cruise. Some of these are options as well. And then you can scroll through all of this content. You have the layout. You also have the head-up display, so you can go through that. Now you have no storage over here, but you have the headlight adjustments along with the fan speed there, or the fan adjustment. And then you have the infotainment system where you have quite a lot to go through. It's pretty easy to use. This model has heated seats, heated steering wheel. You have your temperature dials as well. And then we have air vents underneath that. There's ambient lighting. You have volume and tuning. There's also wireless charging with auxiliaries and cup holders. Really nice brushed accent for this particular model. You have all the shortcuts for that infotainment system. And then with the 360 camera, you get automatic parking as well as the backup assistance and all of these various guidelines and angles, which is very helpful. You also have a few different driving modes too. So you can go into sport, you have comfort, as well as eco too. There's auto hold, the e-brake. You have a little bit of storage in the armrest there, as well as in the glove box. And then there's garage door buttons up top. And then being the convertible, of course, we have this soft top. But regardless, you still have a good bit of visibility over both shoulders here, especially over the left side. There's really no obstructions. But I'll throw in a clip here with the visibility of the coupe, so that way you can see over the left side as well as over the right side too. And then as we work our way to the 240, we have a similar design with the memory seating adjustments. I already showed all of that. But let's hop into it now, where the 25-year model does get the flat bottom design for the steering wheel. So you'll notice it has a nice look to it, very similar to the 440. You have cruise control settings. You also have the gauge cluster here. Everything is pretty much the exact same. There's really nothing different to showcase or go through with that. You have no storage over here either, all the headlight adjustments. And when you get to the infotainment system, this is exactly the same. So we even have the temperature dials, you have your climate menu, you can use all these shortcuts down below to get through all of this. You have a little bit different of a design here, different trim accents as well. Everything down below is the exact same. You have the 360 camera system and the various drive modes as well. So it is nearly identical with everything that you get. And then here's a look at visibility with the pillar in the back there. So you'll notice too, over this side, you just have that pillar right there, but you can still see out of the cargo window in the back there. So there's a look at the exteriors and the interiors for both of these M models from BMW. Let's get these out on the road and see how they drive. So let's start off behind the wheel for the 440i, and from second gear, here we go. Nice mild acceleration and sport mode there. We're up to speed. Paddle shifters are very responsive as well. So you do get a performance style vehicle from BMW. It's not the most performance oriented. If you want that, you go with the M4, which I was able to compare this to. So you can check out that video as well. But it's a nice blend between the power and just having a nice luxury focused coupe that is also very practical as well. And you have a few different options, coupe versus the convertible, as well as several interior and exterior options as well, as we have a family of geese there. But it's very nice. From the miles that I've put on them in the previous reviews, it's honestly, it doesn't feel too much different from the 240. Aside from if you're doing some very performance style driving, and you have the coupe, of course, versus the convertible, you'll be able to tell a difference there. But as far as just normal day-to-day driving and accelerating like we are right now, you're not really going to feel a big difference. So you're mainly just getting a little bit larger of a vehicle, and everything else is pretty much identical. Now we're going to hop into another 240, so not to confuse you, we'll hop into another 240 here for the test drive portion and see what that is like out on the road. And from second gear, here we go. Very mild on the acceleration, but I have been in the Supra to know that this is a quick car. It has a lot more potential than what I'm throwing at it today. And of course, the different driving modes are going to affect the throttle response. So there's nothing that will change the suspension or anything like that. It's just going to help on that throttle response depending on how you are driving. They all have very similar driving characteristics. Of course, they are going to handle differently depending on the model and the SUV, coupe, which one that you choose to go with. But overall, I think the 240 is a really good bang for your buck because of how practical it is with the back seats. So back from our test drive now with the M240i and the M440i. I know that was a quick test drive. I have full detailed reviews on both of these models if you want to see more driving impressions with each of these M cars. Honestly, they're both nearly identical. We have similar power, similar handling characteristics. It's going to be a little bit different if you opt for the convertible on the 440i, however, but it really just depends on if you need a little bit more space in those back seats. It's not a significant amount for that price difference. However, if you like the different styling as well, we have exterior styling elements that are completely different, so that can draw you to one or the other. They can be similarly spec'd depending on the options that you go with on that 240. So comment down below, are you going with the 240 or are you going with the M440i? Both of these have a lot of modding potentials as well, but the 240 has a much bigger following with that simply because it has the same engine as the Toyota Supra versus the 440i here, which you could still mod and do some potential tuning and things like that with. I'm sure with that hybrid system it might be a little bit different, but comment down below which model are you going with and why. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I'll see you all in the next video.